So, just put it. Oh, you're ready first?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And welcome to Off the Stage Podcast. It's the show where we take musicians off the stage and into the room to talk about the ins and outs of the music world. I'm James Berry, this is Conor Michael, and we are joined by James from Thieves of Liberty.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a good canned applause there.
Very good. I have all the soundboard in here. It's
professional as well. We are.
Yeah.
More on the mobile phones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's just yourself today.
Yeah.
You want to announce as to why that is, or?
We're on our way and we had a car crash, so everyone, nobody's dead or anything.
This is 2 weeks ahead.
You never know. Something might happen, you never know. But everyone's fine. But just had to exchange insurance, and I just thought that I'll have to get a taxi through, which is super fun. Like you gotta have the singer there, so no matter if there's a car crash or a tornado or a tsunami, they'll all be like, you still have to go.
You are the thief of liberty.
The genuine thief.
Is it just singing you do? Do you do guitar as well?
I just sing in the band, I just sing. So, so two guitar players, bass player, Joanne, and me. The other lads do a bit singing, but
Fair enough. I was going through your Spotify bio earlier, and it says that he's an award-winning band.
Yeah.
What awards have you won?
So we were in Sheffield and we played this gig, and it was part of a Battle of the Bands type of thing. We won the Hard Rock Hell Awards, and we went and played in Ibiza, and then we went and played in Grey Yarmouth, and we played with like the Darkness, Ugly Kid Joe and stuff, and it was really good. I mean, Ibiza was a bit rough. Yeah. I mean, first time in a band playing abroad, I don't think I slept for the first 4 days. We were there, and people who've been with Ibiza, like you go, I think people normally go for like 4 days, we were there 2 weeks. So there was.
That'll make the most of it though.
Yeah, that was it. I hadn't been abroad since I was a babe, so I think I was 11, and the last place I went was Ibiza for my sister's wedding. So I got to see all the nice side of it, and then I was like walking through the streets, hanging out with lovely men and that. So that was pretty good. But we enjoyed that. But I think I nearly fell off. We were on like a high rise type thing. And then I was honestly, I shouldn't really say this, but I was hanging on my arse, and got up and it was boiling, and all these people that were inside were wearing these like leather jackets like this, and all this gear on, and sweating, and the smoke machine went off, and I was sure I was going to go over the edge like that, and just that was going to be it. Like, it was alright in the end, but
you get a lot of stories, don't you? Nice. So if someone was kind of just listening to you for the first time, how would you describe the influences to Thieves of Liberty?
Right, see, it's a difficult question with us because every person in the band has almost like a different music background or different influences. Like a lot of mine, I used to sit up in the house with me parents when I was a really young kid. I would sit up and listen to music with my dad, and my dad always made a point of showing us everything, not just things he thinks I would like or things he'd like. He was like, this is what used to be played, and this was on the radio and Top of the Pops and all that. And so I'm much more into older music myself. I love like soul music, I love rock, and my dad was a punk when he grew up, so I grew up with a lot of punk, Sex Pistols, Stiff Little Fingers, the Ruts and all that, And as far as the other guys go, like Kieran's very rock orientated, there was Aerosmith and stuff like that. Liam comes from like blues background, and you hear that when he plays, he's just a through and through blues player. He loves all that type of stuff, B.B. King and all that. Tom's a bit more, I wouldn't say pop punk, but he's got that little bit of side of him, a bit more modern side. Like Ed Sheeran and stuff like that he likes. But he recently, when he joined, I think he's come on a bit on with other stuff that we listen to as well.
You do though, don't you? Because you listen to other, if you see like recommendations and stuff, you get into other kind of music.
Exactly, yeah. I thought I'd heard everything as well, and I joined when we made the band. I was hearing stuff from like Liam because he's that into the blues stuff I'd never heard as well. And I listen to that stuff now. And then Pete's a bit more like me these days. Pete, he's got that punk side of him and stuff like that. Loves the Stooges and stuff. So it's a weird question to answer because all of that together sort of makes, well, I hope it makes something that sounds a bit more original, because it's not just we're all listening to this one thing. It all sort of turns into this one amalgamation of influences. And I think when people say like, oh, well, just original, you have to know that everything you do and think of comes, whether you know it or not, comes from shit like that, so there's just so much in it. I mean, obviously, main ones maybe is Queen, like News and stuff like that, but yeah, there's so much.
Well, that's why we normally ask for like influence, because at first we say, what kind of genre would you say? And I was like, oh, we're kind of like pop alternative, but it is the case of, if you've got a 5-piece band, that's 5 different, but it's very rare you get someone saying we're just the exact same. It might be that you like Queen and Muse, or someone else likes Queen and David Bowie or something like that. So that's like,
I mean, we have a lot of common ones, but yeah, it's just a mixture of all things. And because we all write equally, like there's not one person who's like, right, I'm the songwriter. Like, we all do it equally in our own way. So it's not still then coming from one person. It's just literally everyone put it in a mixing pot and see what comes out.
So when you do your writing, is it a case of, for example, you'll come into a practice room and say, look, I wrote these lyrics, take them away, do what you want to? Or is it a case of one day, like, drummer might go, look, I wrote a song, or bass player might go, I wrote a different song?
It normally, I would say for the most part, it'll come from a guitar part, it's like a classic way of doing it. But if it was the case, anybody did that, people would then come in, and as a group, it then gets manipulated and changed into a Thieves of Liberty song. But it's mainly from the guitars, I would say, like Liam or Kevin will come in with a piece, and then I'll write the lyrics, and then the drums will get put down. But you know what it is, we're not a very, I mean, Kieran's great in organisation and stuff, but as a band, we are capable of our faults and stuff. So it's normally like come in and we're all like, right, that's it, let's work on that, and then it just gets fucking mashed up straight away. So it's not even the case of there's a guitar part, I'll sit and write the lyrics. It's like, there's a guitar part, Tom starts strumming straight away, the bass comes straight in, and I'm like, that's fucking right. And then a lot of it's done just so on the fly, and then it gets changed as the time goes on. But I kind of like that style, because I feel like it's more raw when you do eventually get something.
I like that. I think there's no better than coming up with a song like in the practice room, where you just like everyone comes in together, and there's this one little like 10 seconds of absolute magic where you think, that's cool, that's fucking hook, that, and then you're like, okay, well, that's the start, we're doing that, like, you build a song like that.
Well, that's the thing, I mean, when you do it like that, I think the less, because you can overthink it so much and you end up getting yourself in this box, I think the less it's like that, obviously there's times it can be, but you, like you see, you get that little like 10 seconds of the magic, and it's more natural, and you go to more natural places like that, instead of like, right, let's really think, well, this is a science and all that. I mean, I get there's some people who are amazing at doing that, but it's different strokes for different folks. Say like Rush or something, I imagine that's what they would do with all the complicated things to do, but it's just not easy, really, I can say. I mean, we do it now and again with certain parts, but it's mainly just quite raw, to be honest.
So, obviously, with you guys giving like the raw part of the song, do you work with the same producer every time when you record, or do you go with different people?
So far we've worked with the same producer, Philip Jackson. Yeah, you hate us calling him Philip. But do you guys know Phil?
Don't think so.
Right?
I've heard his name.
Name's probably been mentioned on the pod.
Yeah, I mean, we recorded the Bunker and worked with Phil, but I've known Phil for years.
Is that what you record, Bunker?
No, it's a recording studio just down the road. It also does like practice rooms and all that. We have a room there that we rent out and all that, and that's where we keep all that stuff. Yeah. But we work with Phil, and we're going there, and because Phil's such a good mate, it's kind of like you don't get that type of person who's trying to find the right words to say it. I mean, it's like working with a mate, I guess. So we'll go in and you can have a laugh. There's no intensity about it. Yeah. I mean, the amount of times I'll fuck something up and he'll just go, shit, do it again, and I'll be there in a room just fucking it up. And he's so good, like, he can play multiple instruments and he knows what he's doing that much. He can come in a room and go, no, I want it like this. and then do it, and I'll be like, right, okay,
Yeah, like that.
So
That must
You need that, like, outside, don't you?
Because if you haven't produced it, you just paid money and you didn't really care. And like you did a bad take that you were quite unsure of, you'd be like, no, it's fine, just on the other one because I want this to be finished and I want my money. And,
well, that's it. I think that's some of the fear that a lot of bands would probably have, where especially if you don't know them, you don't know what you're getting unless you've heard stuff from before. But you could always do that. You go into a studio, and I suppose it's down to the band at the end of the day to like they should know what they want to do and how they can capture it. But we have the luxury of having a friend and not somebody who, like you say, is just going to go, yeah, it was great, we're off, you know, and just that's going to be the end product. It was as much as his project as ours, which I think any self-respecting producer should really have that. Yeah, because you do become an extra member of the band in a certain way. I mean, it's something that's going to go out there, things that will be seen, and I mean, it's an accolade for them as well if it does well. You know what I mean? And you can always learn from people in the business like that. I mean, Phil's great at that stuff, he understands that stuff, and so it was a pleasure working with him. So if anybody's in the area, check that out.
I think it's, like I say, it's massively important to have a producer. Sometimes it's important to have the same producer. Mm-hmm. So I record my stuff at Blast in Newcastle, and I've been working with a guy called Andy Bell. And the first song we ever did together was one of my songs called Home. And I remember going in there, it was the first time I'd been there, and we used a small room and he had some ideas and we trialled it. And it was kind of like a one-hit thing, see how it goes. And then that was really well, and then I came back and did the next EP. And even by the end of the EP, I felt a lot more comfortable around him. Mm-hmm. Like he was like, oh, go do some vocal warm-ups. And I was like, this is fucking awkward, I don't want to warm-ups this close to somebody else. Then I've recorded the next EP, which has just come out, and then the album next year. And if I was to go back and re-record that first single, I think it would be like a gazillion times better. Yeah. Because it's not just now I feel comfortable around it, he kind of gets the idea of the image. Yeah. And I've always said, like, if you get that phone call where someone's like, oh, some big company in London wants to sign you, but you get to pick your team, as much as you can work with other producers, I feel like sometimes you need to take the one you work with because they know your sound, they know you, and it doesn't take your sound away.
Well, that's it. I mean, just because you mentioned vocally as well, I mean, because people will ask me sometimes about, it's not really like you're going to do a scene, it's just like, how do you do this and how do you do that? And I don't know if you'd agree, but being comfortable or being loose is like the main thing about this. I think, like the confidence to do it. And so if you've got somebody like that where, because the last thing you want to do is get no booth. Like, you know your money's on the clock here as well. And you tense up and you can't do it like you would normally do it. So I 100% agree with you on that. And Blast is a great studio as well, so I mean that was on our radar as well, but obviously we knew Phil.
But again, that's probably 90% of what you need. Everyone's like, I need all this equipment, so you need the right person that does the right type of music.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll take a short break, we'll come back with an Instagram question, and we'll chat more about what's coming.
Cool.
I hope you edit all this out.
Holy fuck, is this wrong? But holy hell, is it erotic?
And welcome back to side 2.
We'll get on to that in a second.
Yes.
Never asked us in the first part, but what are you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking a Madry at the minute. But I mean, when I saw you go for the Guinness, I was going to go for the Guinness, but I thought maybe it's a variety.
Okay. Follow like a sheep.
Right. Yeah.
I actually forgot what this is called, but it's a citrus IPA or something like that.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I just can't remember what it's
Very nice by James Berry.
Fruity drinks, I
like a fruity book.
We used to get the sours quite a bit, but you get heartburn very quickly.
Yeah. I mean, do you know what it is? I'll drink absolutely anything, but I'm not a big fan of fruity beer.
Yeah?
No, not really.
I love fruity, but the thing is, you can only have like one, because more than one, then you just think, I'm on the regular side.
How old are you guys?
I'm 36.
Oh yeah, alright, I would not have thought that.
So I'm I'm showing my age basically. 10 years ago, I'd be white on them, you know. Just
Like Starburst.
yeah.
We got an Instagram question came in earlier, and I'll find it. At Mrs. Berry Insta said, would you rather sound like Danny DeVito or Gilbert Gottfried for the day?
Well, Mrs. Berry Insta. I mean, Danny DeVito has got that husk, but he, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you watched Always Sunny.
Yeah, I love all the stuff.
You never watched Always Sunny? Get on that, man.
But it is by far the funniest sitcom ever.
As far as like a sitcom, like it's but if you, I mean, I love Danny DeVito, like, but if you take away the look and everything, I think, say, if I still look like me and had Danny DeVito's voice, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
Because that's the thing,
I don't know, but that was coming off that thing before now, wouldn't it?
yeah. Like I didn't really know Gilbert Gottfried, but when you start playing it in the break, I recognise the voice, and it's probably more iconic to a level.
Yeah,
I think you'd know in face Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
But then it is the case of do I think I would suit that voice?
I mean, when you said the name, I knew I'd heard it somewhere, but then you showed us. But I thought it was Lion King, but that's Rowan Atkinson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he was the parrot in Aladdin.
Oh, Atkinson was a power as well.
That's why I was.
Two parts.
Isn't it?
That's why I was getting
confused. Is that Rowan Atkinson?
The lovely
I mean, I nearly went to Aladdin, but it wasn't Mushu or something. That's Eddie Murphy, so
yeah. Yeah, the cast's out, haven't they?
Big up Disney, yeah.
God.
They must be paying well.
Yeah.
Have to get a job there. We bet that was your intro question, right?
yeah, cool.
But yeah, going back to like music and stuff, what would you say? Because obviously the first part we chatted about songs that you recorded. In terms of the live show, what makes Thieves of Liberty stand out live compared to any other band that you've seen?
Well, this isn't a great advertisement as such, but we're very good at fucking up. So
live.
Yeah, so I think that's almost the magic of live shows. You know what I mean? And like, just being honest, there's times I'll fuck up or one of the other lads will mess up, and we're very good at realising it, seeing it, and riding with it. But we're very much like a laugh on the stage. I mean, we're always laughing, smiling, and taking the piss off each other on stage because we enjoy it. And I know there'll be loads of other bands who do that, but I mean, we get people to come up and say one of the biggest things is you look like you're enjoying it, and it's we're just normal lads, you know what I mean? We're not trying to be all this like fancy dancy. No, we just enjoy playing tunes and get up there and fucking doing it. So I think that comes across, and we like to get people in the audience involved. I mean, we're in I think it was Lancaster. And it was hailstone, it was lightning, thunderstorm and everything. And there was one point where the rain was coming on the stage and the speaker went bang, and I was like, I should not touch that microphone. I think it was like a week before that, somebody died of that exact thing. But yeah.
Do you like with like the Beatles or something, where they were out in the rain and they had somebody on standby just turn the switch off just in case?
Because it'll come through and it'll
and they were just like, if something goes wrong, boom, power's gone, turn it off.
And I got this mop out and I was mopping the stage, and there was this woman there, and there was two tables either side of the stage, and Liam went on one, Kieran went on the other, because they do this part of the show where it's like almost like a solo off, and excuse me, and there was this woman there, and I went to get her up, and because it was slippery, she nearly fell, and I was like, shit, do I get done if this happens? I don't know. Yeah. But I got her up and I gave her the mop, and she was like, started going out like that. It's just little things like that. Is just what makes live music, the spontaneity, the everything. I mean, even though I can be in awe of a band who does everything perfectly, I don't know about you guys, but when I see a band, I want to almost see the personality come out in it. Because if most bands, if they wanted to sit and rehearse and get everything down to a T, and that's great, and it's amazing to watch that, but I like to see something else sometimes.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. Like, I'm more impressed with a guy doing like flipping kickflips for fucking up a chord than what I am seeing like a bloody finger tap kind of
Yeah.
someone in the corner, you know, like,
almost robotic.
Yeah.
In the best way possible. I don't mean robotic in any instance.
No, but you're right, like, the personality is what people got to see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just listen to the track.
Well, that's it. I mean, would anybody go and see the Sex Pistols and see Johnny Rotten? I would have gone, you know.
Yeah.
Some people just strange you just take the fuck off. You know what I mean? But it's different. Again, I would go and watch all of it because I enjoy it. But that's what I like to see.
Do you find it easier to be the support band or the headline band?
Headline band.
You really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've got the pressure on the headline. So I headlined Head of Steam last weekend, and in my head something went wrong straight away, and it took me about 4 songs to get back into it. It's like, solid crowd, everybody watching. I was like, can't believe this. 3 days later, I just did an open act at Little Buildings, and I had the absolute time of my life. I was like, this is mint. There's no pressure. I can just piss about the crowd, and it felt easier.
I mean, I suppose in that way, when you say easier, yes, it might be easier being the supporting band, but when it's a headline show, it's kind of like you get to set most of it up, you get to do all that, and maybe my answer's a bit wrong because maybe it's easier to be the supporting band, but it's better to be the headline band. Not just because it's
your show.
Yeah, not just because it's like you're the thing.
it's your vision.
Yeah, it's like that, and when it's, sometimes you might get to see who's supporting and all that, and where we can, we try and get people on that will want to play with, people who enjoy, so there's that side of things as
I was
well.
going to say the next one, because I found this out with support bands recently. Do you go on who can sell tickets or who can make the show better?
I think at the end of the day, you've got to have a mixture of both.
Yeah.
If you could have it anyway, and you know everyone's going to come and all that, then you would always get whoever you want to see or whoever you think sounds better. So I think it's got to be a mixture of both. And I think for the most part, we try and go for who thinks going to sound better. But you don't know yourselves. It's down to promoters as well. Like you might go, come on stage, and well, that's not really what we're looking for or something. But if I had it my way, I would go for who sounds better. But
Yeah.
you do have to mix it up.
That's what I've been doing recently, because I've had some gigs where I've had a bar, like I sold out a bar in Whitby called Laurels, and it must have been like a 45 to them, 45 to me kind of thing. And during their set, everyone was silent, and that was fine. During my set and the first open act as well, half of the ticket sales were just chatting, blundering about, and it was kind of like, you get the point of, if they're only coming to see that band, it just takes the shine off the other ones. So I generally think it's down to the headliner to sell the tickets.
Yeah,
but as you say,
definitely.
if the sport can sell an extra 15 mint,
That's it.
but it should always be, do you want the show to be perfect to 6 people, or do you want the show to be average to 100 people?
That's it, and I think with that type of thing as well, you've always got to start off somewhere. So, I mean, we've supported so many times, and if it's not seen as the thing of they shouldn't have to sell as much tickets, then the whole thing collapses.
Yeah.
Because then who's going to listen to them? Who's going to put them on? So they have to start somewhere. So you've got to get these bands on. They sound great. Let's get them in front of people who listen to us. And then, because we've done the same thing. I mean, we've done a tour with the Karma Effect. If it's on them, great band. And we went on tour with them and got to go around the country, play to people who would never have seen us.
Yeah.
So if they thought of it in that way, then maybe people would not have seen us and we would have got the opportunities from that. So it kind of has to work that way. Otherwise people will never get the opportunity. So
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously for upcoming projects, I believe this episode is either going to be at the end of this year or the start of next year. What will you say your aspirations are for 2025?
well, don't know how far we can go into it, but we're wanting to do a second album as quick as we can. It's already in the works and stuff. I couldn't say on dates or anything like that, but we need to, because this new album's only just really come out.
Yeah.
And it's done so well. I mean, we've got top 10 in the charts and all that. We need to go play it around the country, you know, and just get it in front of people wherever we can. So there's going to be a mixture of that and trying to move on to the new stuff as well. But yeah, just playing in front of people, seeing what happens really, do you know what I mean? I mean, everything's so fickle, like, you can only hope to play in front of as many people as you can, There's a few new festivals that we're going to be on, like a good one for me because it's local, but there's some great bands out there that I like, Northern Kane and stuff like that, you know, so just really show this album off and get this other one really done, to be honest, and see how that goes.
So by the end of the year, do you want the album ready to release, or do you want it released?
Is that this year or next year?
As in end of 2025?
Right there. Yeah. The end of this year.
You did say it could come out at the same time. It just depends on how quick things go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit more daft than the other lads. Like, I'm always like, let's just get it out.
Yeah.
Everything's so quick. And the good thing about the other lads is they can bring me down to speed, and they've got a bit of sensibility about them, so that really helps, like a mixture of them personalities. But I think hopefully we've got it all written, recorded and everything, and good to go when the time's right. I'll look at next year, but who knows really. But yeah, I mean, there's a certain time of year you've got to release stuff to get on certain things as well, to be on certain radars, you know, so I just have to see how it goes. But I mean, we've already got so many ideas in the mix and working on it really well. We're going to take a break over Christmas time. We've got one last gig in Wolverhampton, and then I think we need to take a little bit of a break because you know yourselves, when you write,
you need that. You need that space apart, and then you come back, and then your mind's kind of like refreshing.
100%. And we've done so much this year. We've been around the country like about 10 times over, and it's been amazing. Best time of your life, but you do need that time apart. Otherwise, you hit the wall, don't you? You hit the wall, and then there's nothing worse than when you hit the wall and you trying to get through it. You just need to take a break and stuff like that, and come back in New Year better, you know, and what better time than Christmas, spend it with your friends and family and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's it.
And just before we go, what would your social tags be for any viewers that want to drop you guys a follow?
Social tags is all just Thieves of Liberty. We're on Facebook, Instagram, we've got Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. We have our website, thievesliberty.com. Check it out. We have our album Shangri-La out, which come out on the 15th of November, which got top 10. It hit up some of the other charts as well. And just check the website out, and everything's there as well. So if you want, that's it. Merch and stuff there.
Great. Anything you want to plug?
No, I'm just working on shit, so I don't want to overplug something, but actually, no, I haven't announced it yet. Yeah, just because I'm gonna say something and then I'm not gonna do it. That's fine.
If you haven't followed us, we're at Off the Stage UK. Drop us a follow and stay up to date with any acts we get on. Ask them a question from us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Shit, I've got it.